Morning, Blues Cruisers. Thank you for getting up this morning, and this is the last day to party, so make the most of it. We got a treat this morning. Tommy's going to lead us in a songwriters workshop. So what's going to happen is each of the artists is going to be performing a song or two, talking about the song, telling you each a little bit about themselves and maybe the history of the song process that they use for that song and in general. If we have time, we'll take some questions from the floor, but Tommy's review comes up right after this and they have to set up for that. So I'll let Tommy kick it off. We've got Otis Taylor here to my far right.
Big round of applause for everybody getting up early.
Kenny Neal, Tommy Castro, Todd Mohr, Kelley Hunt. Okay, Tommy, take it away. Eh?
All right. Good morning. Thanks for showing up, everybody. And I'd like to shout out to everybody who's still in bed watching us out there on Blues Cruise Tube. Yeah, so we've been doing this for a while now. It's been a lot of fun. You know, we thought that some folks might be interested in how these songs come about and what they're about and that sort of thing. And it's not going to be very complicated. We're just going to have a good time. And I think I'd like to start off with Kenny Neal, man. Kenny, you got a song you could do for us and tell us how it came about?
Well, you know, a lot of songs, you know, for me, some of it has been personal experience, some of it been my friends' experience that they might tell me something. Like, I was sitting around the bar one night at my dad's restaurant, and this guy told me, he said, man, you know, blues ain't nothing but a good man feeling bad. So I went home right away, and it came to me, and I wrote a song, you know? So it comes about like that, but the way I usually write, I like to put my music together first, and then I'll go out on the water and get out on the boat and listen to each track and say, hey, that sounds like Hoodoo Moon, you know, and then I'll start writing this story. And then sometime it'll just come to you. I wrote one song called Life, A Bed of Roses. Bitter with the sweet is what I call it. Life ain't always a bed of roses. So that's the way, I mean, it's like sometimes things come to you, it's good to write them down. I just take your phone and say, okay, this sounds pretty cool, and I'll record it and go home and listen, which is, I'm writing right now. I just wrote a song a few days ago called Bluesmobile, and it was a commercial that I did for Dan Aykroyd, and it was a 25-second commercial for his new radio station, Bluesmobile. So they called me up. I went straight home and I go, okay, Bluesmobile. I get a thrill when I get behind the wheel of my Bluesmobile, bluesing and cruising right along. Me and my Bluesmobile go hit the highway and roam, you know, and it started working like that. And the best line I came up with a couple of days later, I go, I'm going to leave Baton Rouge on Highway 61. When I get to 49, the devil better run. So I'm in the process of writing now, but it just comes to you as you feel it, and if something comes, write it down. Don't just let it go by and laugh about it. Put it down somewhere, because it always come back and you can use it.
Hey, just before we start actually playing and singing and that sort of thing, can we get these lights down a little bit, man? It's really early for that sort of thing. It's real bright. It's a little bit painful up here for me. I don't know about you guys. We need to act like we're, you know, the Blues Cruise is 24/7, so it doesn't have to be daytime or nighttime. It just has to be, you know, comfortable. Got to be the right time. Kenny, do a song for us, man.
Why don't I'll do one of the first songs I ever wrote.
Yeah.
Thank take no more. 'Cause the city is killing me. Take along my guitar and sing the blues under a big old tree. I'm gonna listen to the birds sing and watch Mother Nature do her thing. The city's too filthy for me, and the country is where I'd rather be.
Kenney, Neal, everybody.
So that was back in like 1978, 79.
We let's say we jump around a little bit, get Kelley Hunt in here somewhere. Give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best songwriters I ever heard. And she actually was worried about her voice this morning because she's got so much to do today. And I said, I'm not worried about you at all with a voice like that.
Thank you. Well, morning, y'all. Could be evening, I don't know. Well, one of the things I started doing before I played piano and before I ever sang a note was writing songs. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And I grew up in a household of gospel singers and jazz singers. And my dad played the upright bass in the Navy band. So I was steeped in all kinds of things. And my first song I wrote, I don't even remember it. I was in kindergarten, I came home, I made my mom listen to it in the kitchen, and I danced around and sang it to her. And here's the thing that changed my life. Instead of laughing at me, she said, that's good, I'd like to hear more of that. So I kept on. And I just say for all you songwriters out there, really it's an honor to be up here with these gentlemen because everybody defines their career by a lot of different things, but these are songwriters right here, and it's a joy and a pleasure to be with you all. And so I'm just going to play a snippet of a couple of tunes real quick. And being from Kansas, they say write what you know. And many times when I go out and tour, because I'm from Kansas, you know what they think my name is. But I don't care about it. And I have as some of you may know that have been to some of the shows we've been at, we have several family members been in and out of the military service. And I was fed up, and I had it with the Iraq War, and I just thought, I'm going to use the things I grew up with, imagery I grew up with, to write a song about it. When people first hear it, they thought it was funny, and then they started listening to it. It's a tune called Emerald City, and I'll just play a piece of it for you. Taking a break from the same old grind. I tell you, sister, I tell you, brother, you can change your world when you change your mind. Now don't be scared, it's just smoke and mirrors. Pull back the curtain and see who's really there. Sons and daughters of this Emerald City. courage given. Tell a lie. Get your way in the Emerald City. Pay no attention to invisible voices or flying monkeys up on your back. The yellow brick road is paved with choices, and the right ones keep your soul intact. In the Emerald City, baby, I like it in the Emerald City, darling. 'Cause everything's so shiny and new. I love it in the Emerald City. Tell the truth, you do too. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea. But I was thinking people are just kind of getting blind to what's happening around us. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. Kelley Hunt, everybody. So, are you guys enjoying this? How are you feeling out there? I'm gonna jump in here. I was trying to think of a song to do for you guys today, and man, I've been at this a long time. I got a lot of songs. Most of them I have forgot, you know, and so I actually had to go on my iPhone and listen to and look and see what was available, and I started thinking. I picked a song, and the story about it is that might be the least bit interesting to you. Is I remember some years ago, about some around 9 years ago, I found it necessary to quit drinking. Yeah, I know. I was pissed. And I was thinking all this stuff about this. It's a heavy trip. You all have family members. Everybody has friends and family, or maybe you've had some experience with it yourself, but everybody knows about it. It's not any big deal anymore. It was a big deal to me at the time, you know. And I was trying, so I'm trying to get through all this stuff, and I'm reading, you know, different kinds of information, things that I think might help me, you know. And I stumbled across. Well, bottom line is, it occurred to me that it wasn't doing me any good to think about the past so much and all the things, because you could get into this thinking about everything that you did wrong, and it could just take up a lot of your time and energy, and it doesn't get you anywhere. And I was thinking about, you know, what's important is, you know, what am I going to do now? That was the thing. So I wrote that idea down. What are you going to do now? I wrote it down in my little book, you know, and then and what I do sometimes, and then this is getting to the songwriting part of the thing. I like to write with other writers, and I've been fortunate enough to work with some really good songwriters. And I remember I was working on songs for this record, and I went down to Nashville, and I was going to write some songs with Gary Nicholson, one of the great American songwriters. Sitting around with Gary, working on some ideas and stuff, and knock at the door. It's Delbert McClinton comes in, and what are you guys doing? You know, well, we're working on songs, you know. So he sat down with us, and he started helping us write this song, and we're trying to come up with what is this song going to be about? How are we going to write this song? What are you going to do now? You know. And Delbert was sitting there on a chair. He just sat there, and he just all of a sudden he said, "I'm tired of carrying around these same old dreams." And I went, wow, that's a good line. That's a good place to start. So we wrote this little number here. It goes something like this. Tired carrying around those same old dreams. Beginning to have my doubts about a lot of things. Trying hard to understand what happened to my best laid plans. I know I got a long way to go to figure it out. What you gonna do now? Now that the party's over. Now that you're getting older, don't you wonder what it's all about? What you gonna do now? Forget all about what you should have done. The best just might be yet to come. What you gonna do now? You're looking all around for some kind of clue. You might be breaking down, you might be breaking through. Are you playing this game to win or lose? Doing the best can do. You're trying to find yourself in a lost and found. What you gonna do now? Now that the party's over, now that you're getting older, don't you wonder what it's all about? What you gonna do now? Just forget all about what you should have done. The best just might be yet to come. What you gonna do now? Hey, Kelley. What you gonna do now? Now that the party's over, now that you're getting older, don't you wonder what it's all about? What you gonna do now? Forget all about what you should have done. Best just might be yet to come. What you gonna do now? Wasn't the end of the world after all.
What did you do?
A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff I always wanted to do. And got some of it right, too. Hey, how about Otis? How are you feeling this morning, man? I ran into Otis first thing. We both realized that we got an extra hour in our day. I realized about 5 minutes before you.
Oh, but you helped me to realize.
It's good news.
It was big. I was in there like, where's that tonight? Are we doing 2 songs?
Whatever you feel like.
No, we doing 2 songs.
Well, let's start with one. And then we'll get around, we'll see how much time we got left, and we'll go again. Sometimes we're able to get a couple songs each in here. So. And you know, if you have a question, you know, you need the answer to from anybody as we're going through, just holler out, and we'll try to. It's okay to do that. You know, we plan to do a little question and answer at the end. But if there's a question about what song is or what's going on at the moment, feel free to holler at us, and we'll do our best to answer it.
Okay. I'm gonna do a song. It was actually in 2 Hollywood movies that I wrote. It was really fun because it was in a movie called Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, and then that was really good for me. Brought a car, and then then I had lunch with Michael Mann, and he was making Public Enemies when I was in Chicago, and he had me come over for lunch. And they call me every 3 hours. Are you on your way? Every 15 minutes. Are you on your way? Yeah, I'm on my way. And then he gets there late, and he doesn't wait for anybody. So I want to use these 2 songs. One was 10 Main Slaves, and one was Nasty Letter. And I didn't want to tell him that Nasty Letter was in this other movie. I just kept quiet. So I was able, within 2.5 years, get the same song in 2 big budget movies. I was pretty lucky. So I'm going to do Nancy Letter. Somebody wrote me nasty letter, but they didn't sign it. I think I know who wrote it. Oh, I recognize it. It's getting warm, oh so warm, oh so warm, a winter's day. It's getting warm, oh so warm, oh so warm, a winter's day. I've been wrong. I've been wrong. I've been wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely Todd's turn. He's the only one left.
You know,
I was giving Todd a chance to wake up a little bit more this morning.
Well, I
He's
gotta
enjoying
say
the Blues Cruise in real Blues Cruise fashion. I saw him early in the morning.
You know everything that's going on.
I keep an eye out. I'm in the know.
But I gotta tell you something. See, that's Big Head Todd, but I got regular Todd. And I got my bass players there. So we have, when we talk, we say there's Big Head Todd and regular Todd.
Regular Todd?
It's my bass player, regular Todd.
Regular Todd.
So we talk about Todd, we have to.
Where'd you get that name? Well, it's not really super interesting. You started out as a blues band, and there's all kinds of names you can have as a blues band. And one of my favorites is Eddie Cleanhead Vincent. So that's where Big Head came from. But yeah, I've been writing for a while, and one of the things that I've been liking to do lately is try to write a song a day. And I can't really do it for huge streaks, but there was a period last summer where I was writing a song a day and performing it and then putting it on YouTube. So every day I call it the Daily Blues. And I read the newspaper, which I love to do anyways, and find something that was interesting to me that happened in the day and write a song about it, and wham bam, there you go. So the neat thing about working that way is that it's kind of disposable because you're living in the moment, and On the other hand, you get lucky every now and then, you know, get lucky every once in a while. And so anyways, I'll share you one of my favorites from that batch. And it's when Amy Winehouse died. Y'all know the story about Amy Winehouse, so I don't have to tell you what the story is, right? It's called Black Beehive. "47 years old, she could not keep control of a broken-hearted soul, and the reckless way she'd go, shaking that guitar tambourine and a 57 microphone, black beehive, tattooed arms, singing that soul song, can't go on." Red flower in her hair, tragic 27, she rolls like Janice and Jimmy running down drinks black. Beehive, I miss you so, sassy as any supreme, her eyes as black as coal, walked away and the sun went down, singing that soul song till no one's around. Back to black was her kind of rhythm and blues. Fade out to black was her kind of rhythm and blues. Lay your lamp down low, suicide doors on that Lincoln, taking that fine drag with. You're so intoxicating. Amy Winehouse afterglow, turn into a bad hangover. Black beehive, 10,000 demons. You cheated yourself, but you had your reasons. Back to black was her kind of rhythm and blues. Fade out to black was her kind of rhythm and blues.
Wow. So I think we're at the question and answer point. I think we should get a little of that going on. Does anybody got any idea what time it is? It's 12. Good. We got a half an hour still. Well, let's get a couple of question answers in, and then we'll because we always, what happens is we always run out of time for this section. Yeah.
This is maybe for Todd. I'm wondering, is there a way to conjure up feelings about what you want to write about? Or, I mean, it's seeming like you're doing every day. And I'm just wondering if you're able to do that.
Well, you know, a lot of times the most frustrating thing about writing is looking at that blank sheet of paper. The way, like I said, to get around it is make exercises for yourself. I read somewhere that it helps you to, if you wake up your writer in the morning, and then you can be with your writer all day, and it helps to do exercises like word exercises. You know, just think of one thing that you want to write about: the lamp, the bedspread, and you know, just pile on words or just work on it for 10 minutes, and then your writer's awake, and you can feel what's going on in your life and in the day. And my second bit is just tell the story like it is, as simple as you can.
I'd like to know how you all document your ideas when they come up. Like Tommy mentioned, you might use some sort of Google app on your phone to document it. You might write it down on a piece of paper. What do you guys do?
Well, I normally just I use my phone, hit my recorder, jot it down. I got pieces of paper all over the house. And then sometime I might find something in the cottage out in the backyard and go in the house and they match. I don't write them at the same time, so all depends.
The problem with, it's really seems strange to use a cell phone for things like that so much, but it really is the best way because you don't lose your phone very often. I don't. God, that thing costs too much. I'm not going to lose that phone. I keep track of that thing. I always know where it is. And so to put some ideas down on something like that you're not going to lose track of. Paper is easy to lose. I got bits of paper. I probably wrote some really good stuff down that I have no idea where it is. What I wrote it on. So I think the key to that is writing it down and being able to make sure that you can find it again.
Also, I've found stuff that was real good that I just forgot all about, and I couldn't believe that I really wrote it at that moment. That messed me up. Did I write that?
And I did. There's a story about Keith Richards, right? He fell asleep and he woke up and pressed a button on his recorder, and it was Satisfaction. It was a giant hit record.
I think part of that too is, I think what you said is right. You just got to capture it when it comes. Don't judge it, capture it. Whether it's on your phone, you write on a piece of paper. But I think honoring your process and taking it seriously is something that we all do for a living, but it's real important. I might be having dinner with somebody. Matter of fact, last night I was trying to have dinner and I finally had to stop because the boat was rocking a little too much. But even just little snippets of conversation that come up, I'll go up and I'll pop that stuff if I don't have my phone with me. Pop it on my laptop. Got files just called songwriting. Go. Just revisit whatever you got. Pieces in your pocket, write it on a napkin. Hang on to your thing, man. Hang on to all that stuff. It's like little nuggets of gold falling out of the air. You never know.
The truth be told, more often I'll go back and look at something that I wrote that I thought was really good, and it's not. That's what happens most of the time. At the time, I say, oh man, I'm going to write that down. That's so... Then I go back and look at it and go, it's terrible.
Yeah, but you got to write that song to get to the good one, though.
But you have to do that. Yeah, you have to keep putting all that mud on the wall. Any other questions?
You all have the best of both worlds. You have the music and you have the songwriting. So what does someone do who has the songwriting but no guitar?
Send me the songs.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, find somebody who plays guitar. I would say find somebody who plays an instrument. You must know someone, and just tell them to kind of maybe work with you, or another songwriter. Because the thing about you could be writing nice poetry. Maybe it's not necessarily a song. It might just be really nice words. Could be poems. But if you want to make songs out of them, it's good to collaborate with somebody who plays an instrument, I think.
Taj Mahal and I was on Broadway for 2 years back in 1994, and I did a show called Mulebone, written by Zora Neale Hurston and Langston Hughes. And Taj was one of the reasons I got the part, lead role, 27 people in the cast. And he put the music to all the Langston poetry. And I was on my way. I was doing a CD back in that time with Maisie O. Parker, James Brown Horn section. And my CD was called Walking on Fire. So we had about 9 songs already finished. And I was on the plane flying back to Florida from New York. And I had Langston book in my pocket. Because I was fretting my nerves trying to come up with these exact 2 songs. And I just flipped a couple of pages, man, and there it was. He had it all nailed down, and it fit right in. So I love to use people poetry as well.
All of us up here, we all probably feel the same way about it, which I heard Springsteen once identified as, which is that words are the hard part. And they really are. Somehow words are the trickiest, toughest thing, especially when you're a guitar player, a musician. You just want to play all the day long. That getting those words right is a hard thing. So you're a talented person if you got words on your side.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll look you up as soon as I finish.
Yeah, Kenney told me he's working on songs for a new record.
See, I'm the opposite. I always have words flowing. Everything looks like a phone book of words. So I just use my music as a pad to emphasize my words, like in film, just for emotion, the pad. Because I always have, I only have like 3 verses in every song I do, so I don't have a lot of words, but I try to have people paint a picture in their head. I say something so that they visualize it, so I don't have to use a lot of words. So I have tons of songs.
Hey, and speaking of you having tons of songs, why don't you do another song for us? Because I know you got something else you wanted to do.
Well, what it is I have a new record coming out.
It's a trap! It's a trap!
That's something you already wrote.
No, it's coming out in February. We couldn't get it in time print for that. They couldn't print it up fast enough for the boat. But I was sitting backstage at the Hendrix Experience tour in Denver with Chuck Campbell and Montanagi. So Chuck was sitting there complaining about things in the church and he's Sacred Steel. And Monta just goes, "My world is gone." And my head flipped back. God, that's. And later I said, "Monta, why don't you write about that?" And he felt like he couldn't write about that because being indigenous, he's Dakota Sioux. He thought he'd be a protester. And I said, "Well, I can write about that." So I wrote 6 songs. One I used that I had written before. So I actually written 5 new songs about Native American issues. There's a lot of people forget about Native Americans, like they kind of don't exist sometimes. And so we did the album, and it comes out in February, and it's called My World Is Gone. So I wanted to do a song on it. You guys can jump in on it too when I let you, when I point to you.
Okay.
Because I'm a power tripper, I'm a control freak.
Don't point to me on the hard parts.
There's only 2 chords.
Okay.
Because that's me being progressive, because I just usually just have 1 chord. But this is me, a very progressive song, 2 chords.
Don't get carried away.
I dream I saw a white buffalo on the Dakota plain. When I was very young. Must have been on the television. There must be blue rain in Africa. There must be blue rain. There must be a rain in Africa. There must be a rain in
That's a song.
everywhere it counts. Yeah, just kidding.
Me? Me again? All right then. How long must I cry? People about the way this whole world is today. It's just the blues, you guys. How long must I cry? Even about the way this whole world is today. I feel so helpless sometimes. All I can do is hope and pray. There's babies killing babies. Brothers killing brothers too. I feel so sad sometimes. And the thing that I can do. How long must I cry? Even about the way this whole world is today. I feel so helpless sometimes. All I can do, hope and pray. This is the blues right here. Here we go. I saw a rich man driving in a long black limousine. It had its very own hot tub, TV with a big wide screen. He wore a big fine diamond ring, $1,000 shoes on his feet. But somewhere there the baby's crying, 'cause they ain't got enough to eat. Woo! How long must I cry? Yes, people, about the way this whole world is today. I feel so sad sometimes. 'Cause all I can do, hope and pray. Old blues of mine from my first record. Yes, please. Little more from Kelley Hunt. What do you say?
Here's a brand new tune. As I say at home, it's straight out of the chute. You're from Kansas, you know what I mean. So, here it is. I'm not going to say nothing about it. Oh, when my heart is broken too, and I don't know what to do, I just need to simplify. If the old dream fades away, I have no truth to say, I need to simplify. Let the fear slip away, no matter what people say. If you wake up in the morning with tears in your eyes, lean on the ones that love you. There is joy in letting go. Too much can be too much, you know. Simplify. When there are too many words and too many reasons why, come on, simplify. If the price of luxury is bringing you misery, come on and simplify. Go outside, sing right out loud, and do it right now. Oh, there is joy in letting go, and too much can be too much, you know. It's time to step away from the phone, the job, the car. It's time to simplify and remember who you are. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, I need to simplify. Oh, I just need to simplify.
Awesome. Woo! What a show! How much time we got? 5 minutes? Oh, man. 8 minutes. Oh. Hey, Todd, how about another time? Todd, I figure Todd can write a song every day. He's got to have a whole lot of stuff. He's got to have a short one.
Song called Josephina. Josephina, I'm trapped, and I can't find an open door.
I heard that the other night.
Josephina, I'm trapped, and I can't find an open door. I won't go back to that job, to down the killing floor. Disappear in the light of freedom, won't leave my worried mind alone. Josephina got it in my bones, I've got to roam. Times she asked me to settle down, making everyone happy nearly put me into the ground. Working the graveyard shift by the river, the captain was so mean to me. Josephine got it in my knees, disappear anywhere with me. over that line. Back to my baby and I'm making good time. To California where my sweet freedom shines. Sunshine on this cold heart of mine. On this cold heart of mine. On this cold heart of mine. Josephina, why can't you take what your good life brings? Far from me again, I won't quit you this time. Time ain't on our side, but our evil days have long been left behind. Josephina, my marchers, never to return. They just keep pushing me right over that line. Back to my baby and I'm making good time. To Indiana where my sweet freedom shines. Sunshine. They just keep pushing me right over that line. Back to my baby and I'm making good time. To Indonesia where my sweet freedom shines. Sunshine on this cold heart of mine. On this cold heart of mine. On this cold heart of mine.
That's our show today. Give it up for Todd, Kelley, Kenney, Otis, and me too. Getting up out of bed this morning. Thank God for them rolling the clock back. Everybody have a great day out there on the cruise. And how about it for Barry Walter, everybody, our fine MC every time we do this show. Making sure
Thank
we
you,
got
Tommy,
everything we need.
And thanks to Tommy Castro for assembling this fine group of artists. Remember, the store is open till I think 3 o'clock today, so you can still get CDs of these artists there. Go out to the clubs. And remember, you can still join or donate the Blues Foundation. You know, they're trying to put together enough money to put together a fine Hall of Fame there. So, thanks for coming out.